everyone, welcome to Vesna TV. I'm Vesna. For today's video, I'm creating 3 Dollar Tree tiered tray decor items. So let's get started. So if you've watched my videos before, you know I loved decorating with tiered trays, and I love doing the Christmas tiered trays. Oftentimes, because I have 3 trays, I feel like I'm running out of items to put in them. So this year I decided I'm going to make a whole bunch of DIYs that I can use in my trays. And actually I will be posting a mega video next week likely of all of my tiered tray decor items, so that way you guys can get an idea. If you haven't decorated yet for whatever reason, maybe you decorate later, here's an idea. Or if you wanted just a centerpiece that you couldn't think of what to make, might give you some ideas. So what I'm starting with is this little sign from the Dollar Tree. It's that little homemade sign. I thought it was a cute sign, but it wasn't to my style, so I thought it would be perfect for a little mini Christmas tiered tray decor item. What I did first was I removed everything that was stuck on the tray, and then I realized that I could actually remove all of the cardboard little bits and pieces off, and this actually helped with making kind of a smooth surface for me to work on. So even though I added the paint first, I wound up going back and just ripping off those little bits of cardboard and glue, so that way I have a nice smooth finish. Once I have all of that off and I have a smoother finish, I go back and I apply my Rust-Oleum chalked linen white paint to this little mini Dollar Tree sign. And I'm painting it white because to me the white is really nice for a Christmas theme and winter theme for my tiered tray. Once I have the coverage that I wanted, I do several coats of this once it dries. I don't have it completely and perfectly covered because I am okay with a little bit of the black coming through. It gives it that rustic look that, if you've watched my videos, I love the rustic look, so this gives me that little vibe. Then I attach this ornament. So this is the little wagon ornament that they had at the Dollar Tree, and I attached this to the middle of the sign. And then I'm going to add these mini Christmas trees to each side of the wagon, and I'm just using hot glue to attach these. And then I add some snowflakes and the word Merry. Everything is from the Dollar Tree, and I decide that it needs a little bit extra, so then I add a mini wreath, and I'm using a branch from the mini Christmas tree from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just curving it into a little wreath and attaching it, hot gluing it to the sign, and then I just go over top of everything with some acrylic paint, white acrylic paint, just to give it a little bit of a snow-covered look. Although this one had more supplies than I normally use in one project, I did have everything on hand, and if you're crafting for the holiday season, you'll likely have these things on hand because you would have bought them for various other projects. So it's fairly inexpensive to make, but it did use up more material. So if you had to buy each one, I guess it would be around $5 that you'd spend on this. But I think for $5, this cute little tiered tray decor sign turned out beautiful. I love it. I think it's gorgeous. It's very winter-like, very Christmassy, and it'll look great on my tray. Thank you so much for watching so far. If you are brand new to my channel, thank you so much for coming by. On my channel, you can see all sorts of Dollar Tree DIYs, budget-friendly DIYs, thrift flips, trash to treasures, anything budget-friendly I do on this channel. And so it's DIY decorating on a budget basically, and you can check out my videos. I've done the 12 days of Christmas, so this is day 11 of the 12 days of Christmas, and I had a lot of fun doing it, made some beautiful pieces for my home, and If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. If this sounds like something you really like, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can see every time I post one of my videos. And always leave me a comment and a big thumbs up if you like what you see. For my next DIY, this is another simple, inexpensive piece to make. I kind of went a different way than I thought I would go and wound up doing something similar like I did in one of my other videos, which I can post in this up here as well. But what I was going to originally do is I was going to make a mini cutting board, kind of like the ones from the Dollar Tree that you can buy, the plastic ones, but I feel like they're a little bit too big for my tiered tray, so I wanted to make a mini version of it using just some cardboard items and some leftover pieces of wood. So I went ahead and I cut everything out. I hot glued my little handle to the cutting board, and I just could not get it to be centered the way I wanted it to be. It was driving me absolutely crazy. I could not get, I even used the cutting board to help me trace around it so that I could get the size and the shape that I wanted, but I just could not get it and I wasn't happy with it, and I kept on cutting until it was too small, and then I gave up because it was taking a lot longer than it should. And really, when a craft is driving me crazy that much, I need to step away from it and not do it. I do like to show these things to you because I think it's important for you to see that even if we do this all the time, we still have that thought process and those fumbles where we're like, well, nope, this didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. So that way you don't get discouraged. There's lots of people who think that they can't craft or can't DIY or can't make anything, and they kind of get scared of it. And then if they think that, you know, even somebody who does it all the time doesn't make mistakes, then they might get discouraged. So this way, hopefully it encourages you to try it anyway. So as you can see, like, I go ahead and I create my little cutting board using my buffalo check. I decided on the red instead of the black and white. I wanted the black and red. And once I wrap it, I realize I still don't like the shape of it, and then I go ahead and cut everything off. I paint the handle a dark brown, almost black color. I stick on my little wooden gingerbread man, thinking that I'm going to be, like I said, happy with it, but I really wasn't. So then I cut everything off, and I decide I'm going to attach some popsicle sticks as a frame to this, and it'll just be a little sign. So I made an ornament with a sleigh kind of like this, but this will just be a sign. I'm not making it an ornament. So I'm just trying to measure out so that it's exactly the same distance from the top and bottom. Then I'll be cutting it off at the bottom to make sure I shape it. I'm hot gluing it down, and I'm making just kind of like a frame like that, and I'm letting the popsicle sticks hang over because I think it just makes it look a little bit nicer. And that's all there is to this one. So this turned out to be really simple and really inexpensive to make. I had the popsicle sticks on hand. This was a scrap piece of fabric left over. I was on some cardboard, and these stickers I've had from a different project. So very inexpensive to make, very simple, but I don't think it looks simple. It looks pretty nice, and it'll go great on that tiered tray. And I did use an X-Acto knife just to cut off the excess fabric and cardboard. I cleaned it up nice, and here's what it looks like all finished. Before I move on to my third DIY, I just wanted to quickly mention that I do have two channels actually, but on my home channel I display all of my DIYs that I make. So if you're ever interested in a home tour or a tablescape or anything like that, I display all of my items on my home channel, so that way you guys can see. And sometimes I'll do renovations on there too. This is a newer channel, so I haven't done a lot of videos on it, but I will be posting periodically. We'll have a set schedule for my DIY Vesna TV channel, but for my Vesna TV home, right now I'm not ready yet to make a set schedule, but I will at some point once I get going. I will always let you know on my Vesna TV channel when I'm posting a new video, and you can always subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can see when I do post one. The last DIY continues on with that buffalo check pattern, and it is a mini stocking. So when I saw this stocking, I thought it would be a perfect little addition to my tiered tray. So what I'm doing is actually I'm going to wrap it in the buffalo check pattern, which I got a fabric, which is a little roll that came from the Dollar Tree. And the stocking came from the Dollar Tree, as did the faux fur. So I'm just going to wrap the stocking around. I'm hot gluing it to the wood, and then I'm going to hot glue the faux fur on top and stain the bottom of the stocking, the little plank that it stands on, so that way it's a bit of a darker color. You don't have to stain it. I had the Annie Sloan dark wax, so that is what I used, but you absolutely do not have to use that. You could paint it brown, you could paint it white, you could do a faux stain. It's really up to you. Whenever I apply the wax, I always use either a brush or something like a cloth or a paper towel to just apply it, like basically wipe it on. And that way, if you get any excess, you can wipe it off right away, and that's all there is to it. And here's the mini stocking all finished. I think it turned out really cute. It was a very easy project to do. All you had to do was hot glue and wrap the fabric around the stocking, glue the fur, and give the bottom a little bit of a stain or paint, whatever you choose to do. But this took me all of maybe 5 minutes to do, and it just looks fabulous. So here they all are again. I think they're just lovely, and again, very easy to make, all Dollar Tree items, and they will look great on my Christmas tiered tray. Thank you so much for stopping by. Check out my other videos. I'll link some videos for you to look at the end here. Leave me a comment, tell me which one you like the best, and please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and stay safe.